Alright, we're up and going. I don't know if that's a good thing yet or not, but we're up and going.
I maintain all of you need to read that series that I posted about, though.
I still want to make that bard. But
You-
anyways,
You would make Derek kill you immediately.
maybe.
I don't know. He didn't kill you immediately upon joining, and you're playing a gnome.
True. But I wouldn't get a song stuck in his head for hours on end.
You would. You just don't have a song yet for it. Don't lie, Rambo. I know it. I know it. You know it.
Oh, trust me, there's a few that would be brought up, and then my character would be dead.
I'm still waiting to use a Goliath or no, it's not Goliath. I had a
Rambo,
joke.
do you have a character picture yet?
No, I have not, unfortunately. I don't know the best way to go for finding a non-copyrighted one, because I don't know if that program is going to work anymore.
It does, but it's kind of a pain in the butt to get it to work.
Do you know how to get it to work, Josh?
Yeah, and I'd explain it, but yeah, I don't want to. I'll explain it after.
Okay.
Or at least I had it working like a couple months ago. I don't know if that method still works. But anyways, recap. Let's see. I think everyone, the session started off with everyone basically stating what they were doing before most of us met up. Gavin had to stay at Sarenrae's temple because his girlfriend was still, locked, being transformed, and couldn't be moved. Becky finished his stuff up in town, and then ended up teleporting to help Solon and Araxis and their new friend. What's your character's name? Amaran?
Amaran.
Yeah. Which then there was a debate after the interesting meeting of short people calling shorter people short. Of what we're going to do about this challenge of facing this golem down below, which I think two of the characters were debating on just taking it on by themselves, but after some trying to figure out what the whole area, the whole scenario, it was deemed that this thing would, wreck any one person, I think. So we ended up fighting it all together after Solon planned out some summons and stuff, and I think a couple of people did some buffing. And let's see. We spent the entire session basically fighting the one golem, which ended with Solon summoning really interesting dragon, which ended up defeating or getting the golem to kneel, which the golem was, a champion of Sword. I think the session ended with us introducing our characters, and really that was about it. I mean, we got a blessing from Cord, and that was about it, I think. I missed something? I mean, there was some interplay where the dragon seemed to know that. Yeah. Because the one was the dragon's what? Melora's champion of Melora or something like that?
Yep.
But yeah, that's where we left off. Is Derek even back yet?
Your mother.
Really? Really? You got a Futurama me?
Yep. Sorry, I was reading a post while you was doing the recap, and my disdain and hatred from humanity still stands. All right.
Probably explains your Amazon fascination.
I only care about the money I'm going to get.
See, Charlie, I managed to say it in a terms of service way.
I completely appreciate that, Dan.
Oh, fuck. All right, so I actually did completely miss your recap. Where are we? What are we doing? And who are you people?
We're at the Temple of Cord.
Yep, Temple Cord. That's correct.
I think the last thing that happened was introductions were made. If you're wanting your memory jogged.
Introduction. Let's see. And there was dialogue at the end of last session where Gavin was talking to Solon and his thoughts on Quran and everything, what that meant, so forth, so on. His trying to find out answers and whatnot.
Yeah.
Am I correct in remembering that, or was that the
Yes.
session before? Everything's blending together anymore for me.
Nope, that was what I did when we met back up after their big golem fight.
Gotcha.
I did
Alright.
ask and wanted to make sure I heard correctly as well, because I'm still needing to go to temples for my technically quest that Drake gave me of me and Nair going to each of the temples and getting the blessing.
Well, it was to strengthen the temple of Sarenrae so she would be protected.
No, it was to create a secondary.
Mm-hmm.
It was going to create a subspace, and the more temples we opened, the stronger the subspace, or the safer the subspace would be.
That's right.
No.
All right. I know you messaged me some things you wanted to do, Josh. Sorry again, I was in a mini coma. Because
We're all good.
15 hours. My body hurts. Alright, so, everybody's at the Temple of Cord. Did you convene with them, Charlie, at the Temple of Cord, or was that when they returned back to the Temple of Sarenrae?
Okay.
I thought I had...
We still have a day left before he's done with his.
Oh yeah, that's right. You had a day's left. Sorry, my mind is not all with it
Today.
Yeah, ever anymore. So you're at the temple cord. Alright, so you all have another day before actually meeting up with him.
Can we pull back to the main map?
Damn it, I didn't do that for you. It's bullshit.
No, I decided to ask, even though we were on the main map.
I would have put it past you.
It's fair. So, that fight was a fight.
It was indeed a fight.
I advocate arrest, people.
Rest are overrated. And for the week.
So, question, Derek. When the Sarenrae Temple was cleansed, it reset not only the surroundings, but it rejuvenated and repaired the temple. And I'm curious, did the same thing happen to this temple when it was reactivated, or does it still look the same?
A lot of the temple is still in ruin, showing the battle marks, scars, so forth, so on. But there is a presence about it that is now radiating with the power of cord.
Did we even take a look around, or are we just leaving that to the?
We haven't looked around yet. Is that what you want to do?
Look around where?
The temple.
I wouldn't mind taking a look around. Yeah. Oh. Well, I actually would ask the champion entity, whatever, angel, whatever the hell he is, if it was okay if I took a look around.
Emotions for you with permission. As he seems to be in deep thought, he does not speak. But motions with his hand. Go ahead.
So I go wander around.
What
take a look around.
hex are we on? Sorry, so I can bring up my notes.
We're on the correct hex. The token's on the correct hex, so
H7.
H7,
Yeah.
yes.
All right. So, what exactly are you? You're just looking around, looking for any hidden stuff. What is your intent?
Just to make sure everything's all right here, mostly is what I think Chucky would be looking at.
After spending about 20 minutes and just surveying the area, everything seems, like it should be. Again, the area itself is definitely infused with the essence of cord. The wildlife here seems to be emboldened. There is a very the area seems to invite challenge. And you
No.
see the various just wildlife and even flora and all that, emboldening. It's don't know if you think it's uneasy but everything is becoming charged. Everything is becoming. I'm drawing a blank on how to properly describe it, but the essence of cord is felt, and it's having a profound effect on the wildlife. Anything else you'd want to do? You get the innate kind of like perception that, unlike the Temple of Sarenrae, where dangers and whatnot is warded away, this temple invites it.
Weird. Is there any interesting drawings or anything on the wall that would be of any interest?
Of warriors and champions long past, their murals depicting victories and even defeats.
Jackie would take some time and look at those, just
Okay. What's anybody else or everybody else do? How long of a rest are you all going to take? You propose to rest? Are you talking full rest? A breather or what?
Well, what's everybody else want to do?
I'd be fine with a breather, but then again, Chucky's the one that took a blunt of everything, so...
I'm okay.
Okay, so just a short rest, and then I guess we're on the road again. How many actions do we have left in this day?
I do not recall. I did not take note of
because we
that.
did the first thing.
So we started a new day, so this would
technically have all.
And then we did a first thing right in the morning was to fight the Guardian, and now this is a post-Guardian fight,
which would have only taken altogether maybe an hour has passed. So you still have your full allotment of actions.
Okay. In that case, I suggest we move on.
Okay.
We move to I-8, Derek. On I-8, there is, it's simply stated as a cave.
All right. So...
The tone of voice that you said that in makes me worried all of a sudden.
What do y'all do? It's you got the giant ass. Or go ahead.
My question is, did we walk there, or how did we get over there? Because I guess I have a means of transportation for personal self, but
Jaffamil is large enough to carry everybody now. He has a speed of 120.
Okay. Well, I was just curious if Araxis would be nice enough to offer a ride, or if I would need to get mine. Because I'm still new to the group.
Jaffamil's like, yes, you can ride, but in my mouth.
Nope. I'd be like, nope.
I'd be like, so you're coming with?
I got nothing better to do, and if this I have nothing better to do, and to be honest, I've been here for a little while by myself, and it's not turning out to be a wise choice.
Very few people can go alone on this island.
We only visited the one island that was floating. Weren't there a total of 3?
4 if you count the underwater island.
No, I mean where the places of power was. I'm thinking you're talking about, or
yeah, the one where we fought the golem guy. There was a group or a cluster of floating islands, and we only did the one with the temple.
No, the floating islands was on a square before that. That was, each island had a different center, and you had to perform the ritual that corresponded with the various items in order to get that 1/4 time ritual cost. You had one for arcane, you had one for occult, and you had one for
Divine and
no, not divine. There was
Primal.
no divine element.
Primal.
And that's all that was on the islands was the 3 centers or focus point that allowed you to perform rituals at a significant increased rate.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right, so how y'all are traveling? On the back of Jaffa Mill, or?
Yeah, I don't see why we wouldn't. And we did take a rest, didn't we? Or were we just immediately jumping back to travel?
I'd say a short rest, if anything. Because Chucky wanted
There's no
to
such thing as a
look
short
around.
rest in Pathfinder. So
It's a breather. 10 minutes. It allows you to regain your focus points, but that's the closest thing to a short rest.
Yeah.
Maybe we could take enough short rests to regain our hit points.
That would be a full 8 hour sleep.
Yeah.
And we just
Well,
did that like an hour ago. I'm pretty sure you can't take full rest that close together.
Nope.
I wasn't thinking that. I was thinking I can heal 42 points every 10 minutes.
Well, you'll heal a lot of that on the trip to the new square.
I have a question. If Jaff is being our mode of transportation and we're just kind of being idle, does it still count as a rest or something if he's moving us around?
That is if that's what that person's dictating to. So when you're doing exploration and exploring, you have a number of options where you can go what you're going to be doing. If Chucky decides he wants to refocus, that's what he's doing for that time, so he can, keep refocusing his focus points, healing himself, so forth, so on. That would be what he's doing. He's not on alert. He's not surveying for anything. But when you're using vehicles and things like that, you can.
I only ask because Jaff has hit points that he needs to get back, and I can make rolls to heal him, but I don't think I can get him back up to full. So if he's being our mode of transportation, does he just get those hit points back?
No, he'd have to take a a rest, which is 8 hours. It's not 5th edition where a short rest lets you spin hit dice.
I need to make some rolls to heal him then while we're figuring out where we're going and what we're doing.
I'm pretty sure Chucky would at least been able to refocus once right now, right?
Yeah.
So he would at least dump the first heal, which is 42 hit points into Jaff.
Okay. Yeah, you can drag and drop them on here. Yeah. Should be able to anyways. I mean, Dan has his necromantic shard, doesn't he?
Yeah, but I'm looking up the heal spell right off the top of my head, so I don't remember right off the top of my head.
Gotcha.
That's like I never went back to go see if Chucky could get that.
Okay, as we're traveling, Derek, I'm going to roll the spell here in a second. What the hell? There we go. go ahead and just use the 3-action one. Everybody heals 40. Or no, it's way more than that. It's 6. 94.
So Jeff should be back at full health.
Thank you, Dan.
No problems.
All right. So as y'all descend on this cave, it is a there's a bit of the swamp met with the is that the lake or the inlet? The lake. And there's a massive mouth to a cave on the side of a cliff. There is a lot of vegetation that winds itself from the edges and seeping into the cave itself. When you look into it, you can see little bits of light, ambient light from the various plants and insects from within.
My commune with the island said there's something weird about this cave.
Dan, I had a question about that second roll that you did. Is that like a separate spell that you would have done to get him back up to max?
The 94 is the roll. I didn't have the right plus in there for
I'll be right back. I need to use the restroom.
for the fact that it's I use more than a single action.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be right back. Just a minute.
Sorry about that.
Charlie just left.
What a bitch.
I am still right here.
Doesn't matter because Charlie doesn't have anything to do yet, but, you know,
Yeah.
What a
it's the
bitch.
thought that counts. We don't want to leave him behind. Except for we do. What did we find in this cave?
Well, what do? There's the mouth of the cave, and again, there's eerie, like, glowing lights and whatnot that seem relatively stationary, except for the lights buzzing around that seem to be from insects and the like.
Forward, and I simply walk off because I can fly, and difficult terrain doesn't hinder me, so sort of fade in between the difficult vegetation.
As you descend into it, you can see a plethora of different life from the plants and lizards and insects you've never seen before. Nothing seems overtly hostile as you descend probably about 300 feet into the cave system. You see this massive vegetation in the center. It has a radius of about 30 feet. It goes from where the roots of it cascade into it, and stands roughly about 70 feet tall, where the roots from the ceiling descend onto it as well. It's a yellowish kind of beige and has some more exotic coloring spotting all over it, greens and pinks and the like. It looks somewhat familiar to you.
Okay, here's what I do. I turn around, and I shout out to outside the cave. Oh, how adorable! And I wait.
I'm not falling for this again.
I'm sorry, what'd you say, Sam?
I'm not falling for that again.
I don't know. I'm kind of envisioning a mine.
As you
Chuck,
go ahead.
Chucky is right there, just like, really? You're going to play that way? He just whispers to Soul, and he's...
You know it's going to be funny.
Oh, I know.
As you examine it, it begins to look familiar, and as you look over and whatnot, this is a gigantuan jumbo fruit, you think.
I think about this for a moment. I think I hear a mine, but from a completely different direction and with a Jamaican accent.
I need it described again because I have no idea what we're talking about.
Jumba. Do you remember who Jumba is?
Yes.
Remember the fruit he's always eating and getting high on?
Yes.
They're called Jumba fruits. We found a gigantic one.
Oh, I thought there was a creature involved.
No, that was just me messing with you.
So, looking at it, there are numerous similarities and whatnot. What is your nature skill? What rank is it, Solon?
It is legendary.
So, looking at it, with the legendary ranking, I'm not going to make you roll. This is the first of its kind.
I look at Chucky. This might be the most potent weapon I think we've ever discovered.
Is that what I think it is?
Yes. Yes, it
It's
is.
a really, really big jumbo fruit.
Yes. Yes, it is.
I feel like we have, a troll friend that would be really, really happy to see this.
I'm wondering if it shouldn't stay buried forever.
I don't know. I kind of want to see his reaction, though.
You're right.
Don't,
It's just
same
too
time.
funny to pass up. Oh, it should be interesting. So, Derek, when you say gigantic jumper fruit, how big are we talking here?
The radius is about 70, or 30 feet?
Shit.
Sorry, 70 feet tall, 30 feet radius, so 6-foot diameter roughly, in its widest spot. And you do, as your eyes adjust and you're looking, further about, there are numerous other, jumbo fruits throughout the cave. You can see the roots of this, go into the ground and into the cavern walls and whatnot.
I could put it in my Melora's garden.
Yeah, what would that precisely do?
Well, it would grow really, really fast. But other than that, it would be the only way I can think of to move it. Our bag of holdings don't open that big.
Yeah.
How does jumbo fruit grow? Is it like on a vine, or is it like a bush, a tree?
Well, with this, it looks similar to vines and the like. When I say roots, it's more of like the vines cascading around it and going into the ground and whatnot, like roots would. A little bit, yeah. A little bit like pumpkins.
So it looks like a giant pear, but it's coming from a vine.
And with all kinds of psychedelic colors on it.
So I'm going to try to put it in my Melora's Grove. Derek?
We could try to carefully dig up the roots, and maybe Jaff could, drag it? How does your garden work? Does it, open a portal?
It opens up a portal.
So we could, try to carefully drag it through the portal.
Yeah.
All right. You open up your portal.
Does the portal open big enough?
I can.
Yeah.
Portal isn't size isn't limited.
Give me a perception check. Anybody, if you so choose.
Also, True Sight. Does that have any factor here?
It's a giant ass fruit. So the three of you, as y'all are discussing how to move this, you see this small little insect, kind of resembles a ladybug, land on the fruit, and you can see it, bite it. A few seconds later, it changes, and it's about a 5-foot long lizard with 3 heads and 4 wings, and it just starts batting its wings and flies off.
My eyes aren't tricking me, right? That just happened, right?
If your eyes tricked you, they tricked me too.
Oh, good. I'm not hallucinating again.
If we weren't immune to poisons, I would question this entire environment right now.
Well, it does, innately in the back of your mind, how is this fruit growing here? There's not a whole lot of what would normally allow such vegetation and the like to grow.
I'll try to follow the the roots. See if there's a centralized plant or stalk, because that might answer that particular question.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna question this anyways.
I want to place my hand on the outside of the fruit. See if anything happens or if I can, like, feel or sense anything.
Okay.
Oh my
If
God,
you put your-
Araxis!
If you
part
put your
lizard.
hand on it, I need you to give me a fortitude save. Does that stand?
You know what, for giggles? Yeah, why not?
All right. Go ahead and roll me a D100.
Because you said the beetle thing ate from it and then changed, right? Or did it just land on it and then change?
Ate from it. So, as you put your hand on it, it's the sweat on it, the condensation on it begins to seep into your hand, and you think that ain't gonna be anything. I'm immune to poison and things like that. I'm fine. And then you notice everything getting a lot bigger, and then you feel yourself fall about 6 feet, and you're the size of a mouse.
Does everything
You
about my
have-
form stay the same and I just shrunk?
You have fur all over you, but you have a dragon's head. You're wearing your armor. Your wings are furrowed out. Your tail is that of a mixture between a lizard and a rodent.
So I'm a dragon mouse.
Yep.
I scream.
You squeak.
As y'all are looking, all of a sudden you just see Araxis vanish, and then your passive perceptions are high enough. You hear like a small thud, and you look down, and you hear the most ferocious squeak you've ever heard, as you see this little mouse dragon little creature wearing Araxis' armor, squeaking, roaring.
And you doubted when I said, "Oh, it's adorable." I mean, oh no, our companion Araxis. This definitely isn't funny.
What do I need to roll to try to bite Dan?
The ability to fly.
I have wings. Actually, I want to see if my wings are functional.
You start hovering up.
Nobody changed me back.
Immediately changes her bed.
Didn't we already all have the ability to fly?
We did. But she wants her wings to work. She wants to fly like an eagle.
Do we actually understand her?
That is a very good question.
Do you speak Dragon Mouse?
It's the same as
Wait. Does a Dragon Mouse speak Draconic or does it speak Mouse?
That's a very good question.
Or is it a
Picture of
bilingual
both.
dragon mouse?
I mean, I'm asking the DM.
I mean, it's
If
Draconic,
you can
but
speak,
it's like
if you can speak Draconic, you can kind of make out what she says. If you speak like Beast, or you have like Beast tongue or something like that, you can kind of make out what she says. If you speak both, you can understand her.
So this is a new
is it-
language.
So
I can now speak and understand this new language.
You can understand and speak Dragon Mouse.
I have a new language thanks to this. One, two people can speak.
what was the mixture of language?
Basically Beast tongue and Draconic.
Nope.
This is amazing, I say in Dragon Mouse.
What the
This will
fuck?
from now on be our secret language. Druids have their own stuffy language.
Does that
We have
mean I can
dragons.
now? My character now has like beast tongue learned.
Yeah.
Solon and I are now bros.
Drowse.
We speak drums.
But you are indeed immune to the poisonous effects of the
Is
jumbo
that the
fruit.
race or is it a Mogan?
So yes, what do y'all do?
So
Like,
I'm not
what?
going to touch that shit, but I am going to. I want to find the source because now I'm curious.
Do we want to change her back?
She
Then we change
threatened
her
to
back.
kill me if I changed her back.
Or did you?
I'm not even joking. You can even check. This would be the kind of you know what the funny part is? This is the kind of joke that Solon would pull, like saying she didn't want to be changed back when she wants to be changed back, but she legitimately doesn't want to be changed back.
That would be a fair point. Do I actually believe you?
Is there any signs of deception?
I'd roll perception just for shits.
Well, the are you lying, Dan?
Oh no, I'm
Oh,
100% telling the truth.
She was talking out loud about should we change her back? So
Yes.
my character would hiss. No.
The question becomes: is she hissing at me for saying that she wants to be changed back,
No,
or is
as
she
soon as
hissing
they
at
suggest
Josh?
to change me back, as soon as they suggest to change me back, I hiss.
Yes, but I'm the one that said you don't want to change back.
And
She's
then-
hissing at Chucky for saying change her back.
I was asking if she wanted to be changed back. I didn't ask. You know,
Well, she hissed at that. She hissed at what you said to clarify.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
No, I take that as a no. She doesn't want to be changed back. Well, Amaran, you're no longer the shortest person in the party.
Oh, that's just funny. That's just perfect.
Everything is shrunk down to tiny size.
And my little mouse hands are still like functional. I can like use them like human hands.
Yeah.
Okay, I checked my pocket for my little imp.
He's there.
Oh my
He
god.
stretches a little bit, and then
Okay. A little bit of precipitation, a little bit of mold earth, because I can do that as a cantrip now. And I form a little sword out of stone, you know, like the ones that you put in cocktail drinks. And I give it
We could start a YouTube channel now. You know the one where the guy feeds his hamster the adorably cute like little food.
Yeah. So every hamster channel in existence.
Yeah, like the little hamburgers and stuff. Not.
Yeah, but this is better because this is a dragon mouse. So, what's a dragon mouse?
No,
eat?
Drouse. We are now.
That's the language, Drouse.
Yeah, the species of Mogan.
Moganian.
If your brother could see you now.
You're the dragon lord everyone thought you.
So if I say your mother's a hamster and your father smells of dragonberries, does that work even better now?
This is all officially canon.
Yep. As of right now, anyways.
So again, I go towards the source.
All right.
Follow.
So so there are a total of 4 main vine roots that dig into different parts of this cavern. We got one that's almost going directly up top center. You have one that's going down into the ground. You have one that's going to the left of the cave, and one that's going to the right of the cave, that are like going through the walls of the cave and into the ground and to the ceiling of the cave. Which one are you following?
I'm gonna go up and burrow speed. So,
All right. So from the top of this cave to the top of the cliff where the cave resides itself in is about 80 feet. As you travel about 60 feet up, the elements and the energy itself become chaotic. And what is your arcana? Or actually nature or arcana? Nature is legendary.
yeah.
If you travel any further, you could potentially enter the plane of air.
Oh, okay. So I go back to rejoin people. Anybody who followed me, I kind of signal them because you can't talk when you're burrowed, but I can, with tremor sense, I can, make a noise for them to follow.
Yep.
I tell people, if you go up, there's a chaotic space that will eventually lead you to the plane of air. My guess is, since there's 4 vines, 4 elemental planes. Which means, if we harvested the giant jumbo fruit, realistically speaking, another one would just grow to take its place eventually.
So, what do y'all do?
So,
Yes, to help expedite that, each vine does lead to one of the elemental planes. And if you follow the vines that intersect and go into the same place, it leads you to the maelstrom, that center place where all the elements converge.
So there's 5 directions to follow.
Yeah. My bad.
Do we leave the jumbo fruit here, or do we bring it with us?
how would we safely move it without, turning into whatever Arachnus is?
A Mogan.
Mogan. Giant earth hands.
What'd you say?
Giant earth hands. Old earth. Pair of giant hands. That's if I really wanted to make it complicated. Otherwise, it would just be a hill that moves up slightly and moves towards wherever the direction of the portal I put it at.
All right. Hello?
Hello?
There we go. Now my mic's working.
Oh, we thought you were just being really quiet.
No, I was trying to talk the entire time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Apparently, Skype and my headset were being annoying.
gotcha. Any input on what's transpired? Do you know what's transpiring? Have you heard what's
I
transpiring?
have heard. My question was, do we want to leave the vines connected to where they're at, or do we want to try to close the portals?
I don't want to close the portals. I want more of these to grow.
But what if somebody else stumbles across them and
changes into a Mogan?
Well, okay. That was one. That was that. Remember, that little bug turned into a reasonable sized lizard.
3-headed lizard.
Okay, yeah, 3-headed and flew off.
So you're worried about an imbalance of 3-headed lizards now?
I'm more worried of if somebody stumbles across it and turns into something more horrendous than what's already on the island.
Look, all I'm saying is that when it comes to random chaotic effects, we are like batting 1,000 for good shit happening.
Even the Mogan turned out to be something Sam wanted, so, you know.
You hear 2 chains break. No.
Oh. Everything's dying.
I'm gonna alt F4 this game.
Alt F4.
Well, if that's the case, then I will bend to your guys' expertise on this. Then
Yeah, expertise. That's funny. Anyways,
you've dealt with it more than I have, so you're a better expert than I am.
All right.
Being stupid more times than not does not make one an expert.
So, are you all trying to move this? If so, if you're using magic, I need to know.
actually, this would be a divine blessing.
I'm curious.
I got for Morden.
What is your DC?
I guess there is no DC for it, but
It would be your spell
just
DC.
based.
Yeah.
My spell DC is 22 or 26.
6. All right. What were you using?
Mold earth. I'm just gonna create a small hill and move it forward.
Okay. So as the magic goes to form and push forward, or push into it to, move it, shovel it in pretty much. After it gets to a certain range or proximity of it, you see the colors of the fruit kind of grow more vibrant. And as they do, the spell stops functioning as it would, and it becomes a living spell on its own accord.
What does that mean?
It means you now have a hill spell, pretty much. That is basically move earth is a living spell. What is your alignment?
Neutral. Probably neutral good at this point.
Okay. This mold earth takes on the form of, the almost kind of like an earth elemental, because you're moving the cavern, earthworks forward, and it stops, and it just sits, and it cocks its head, contemplating its spontaneous existence.
I'm nervous about putting this into a special dimensional pocket now. I say it aloud to the group. And by the way, Sam, this is a new pet for me. So
I think she's good.
Those that speak Terran, you hear the thing say, "Why? Why am I here? What is my purpose?"
Okay, Agent Smith.
still think Araxis is good. She's her own pet, so.
I'm just imagining the look of Jaffamil's face.
He's very, very conflicted by things now. Once he had a mighty, draconic warrior as
It's like
his...
the giant dog that has the puppy or the kitten on its head that commands it.
Yeah, that's kind of... He's looking very conflicted at the moment.
I say to the Earth Elemental that's having its identity crisis.
Living spell.
Living spell that's having its identity crisis. You kind of have to make your own purpose in this world. I say this with the amount of destiny and shit shoved on every single member in this particular party.
Are you fucking Skynetting this right now, Dan? This is how you end up with Skynet in elemental form.
You want to know the difference is? This is eminently killable, or Skynet it wasn't.
Right now it is.
It continues to infect the Earth until it becomes the Earth.
I mean, you said
it was important. It was important to know your alignment, because that is directly.
I didn't create Skynet. I created a benevolent AI. So guess what? I still win.
Skynet started out as a benevolent AI.
Literally,
I will find my
shot up every
purpose.
nuke in existence.
It did not start that way.
Yes, it did.
It says, "I will find my purpose in," and then melds into the earth or the cavernous floor, and then you can see it ripple, and it is gone.
I have either unleashed the most beneficial thing this Earth has ever seen, or its destruction. I'm okay with either. Let's go on. I'm going to leave this
every
here.
day on this island?
Yeah. So, here's what I do, Derek. Because I'm an evil genius. Not
They had
touching,
part 2 that came out Steam recently.
not touching the fruit in any way. I'm using another mold earth spell. But this time, I'm molding like a bowl, like the sides up, so it's like in the center of like a giant bowl.
Okay.
And since we cut the vine already, eventually it's just going to ferment and turn to a giant wine. I'm creating Jumbo Fruit Monkey Wine.
Nice.
There's no way this could go wrong.
It's going to take a while for it to come to fruition, but
When it does, oof.
I'm okay with that. Anyways,
you do have an expert on jumbo fruits with your companions.
we do. I'm worried about telling him about this, though. And I don't have telepathy anymore.
Fair.
Or the message spell.
You said it out loud.
Yes.
Exhibit's like, I can contact him.
Exhibit, you've spent a significant amount of time with Jumba at this point, back in the capital. Do you really think that's a good idea?
No, but it'd be funny.
It would be hilarious.
I like entertainment,
I'm sorry, what did you say, Josh? I didn't hear what you just said.
As if it says, I like entertainment. It's kind of what I do. This would be hell entertaining.
So what do you do?
Yes, what does Zivit do? Not because...
Spell, sending spell.
Okay.
To tell Jumba about this giant fruit and where it is.
I will be there in a moment. I can't do his accent at the moment. I got to get in character, but he's basically, I'll be there shortly. And you hear him say, "Took!" to me.
Chuck
I don't know
just
why
looks
I'm
like,
imagining epic
why,
music in the
Divot?
background.
Why?
Fly, you fool.
My character goes, do I want to know what happened?
How familiar are you with the outside world?
Decent about it? Not.
You would know about Xanadar
Yeah.
because you do come out, and then King Jumba, or Chieftain Jumba.
This is Jumbo Jr.
Okay.
Alright!
And I'm
Chieftain
guessing
Jumbo.
this fruit is named after him?
More like they're named after the fruit.
Oh.
He lives off this stuff. Like, I don't know how he's not dead. The amount of psychedelics this friend of mine has ingested should have killed him 1.5 million times over. But at this
Well.
point, I'm not even sure he gets high anymore. I'm pretty sure he's just eating him out of habit.
Until now.
The immunities must be high with this one.
So, don't ever eat one of his fruits.
They're actually
Well,
not
great
too bad.
for a
They're
party.
kinda tasty.
What'd you say, Josh?
Oh, Chucky was saying they're not too bad. They're actually kind of tasty.
Okay, realistically, Derek, he might actually be able to teleport. At this point, he would be significantly higher level, and we haven't
Yep.
sit down to make him, so we have to wait for him to get here.
I will say momentarily. Oh my! I can't do it right now. God, I want to get in his character. I can't. You hear the sounds of something large thump, and waddling is this massive toad-like creature. Its mouth opens and its tongue lollies out, and then Jumba does a bow. My friends! And his
Standing behind
eyes
giant
just go the size of saucers as he sees what's in front of him.
Stop. I do like the dog, pointing. The dog is waiting for a moment of weakness.
Yeah.
It did that to Araxis. I point at the new Araxis in her Mogan form.
Oh, you are so adorable, my little friend. And he puts down his massive troll hand to have you step on it.
I roll my eyes and I step on his hand.
He picks you up and looks at you. He takes his finger and he starts poking you with it softly. What do you do?
I contemplate biting him, but it's Jumba. I can't. I use my little mouse hands and I wave away his finger.
Yeah. He puts you on his shoulder and he puts his hands together and cracks his knuckles. I must carefully contemplate on what I do now. This is a treasure trove unlike any I've ever seen.
I'm worried. I look at the group. I'm scared. Jumba's contemplating a move before making it. What world am I in? Has this all been a dream?
Past that.
Did I eat the Jumba fruit? Who am I?
Jim was just sitting in the back, just somehow found popcorn, just waiting to see what happens.
He steps off the tongue and he walks up to the jumbo fruit and he's circling it. He gets to the rear end and he says, "There," and he pokes it with his finger and pulls it out real quick, and you see this liquid just start to pour out. And he puts his mouth up to it and he's just drinking it. Do y'all do anything?
I'm stunned to silence. Jumba, are you dead?
He's not moving as it keeps filling into his mouth.
Is this the rough equivalent of what happens when you eat like the entire pan of pop brownies? There's such a thing as an overdose, Jumba. Stop.
How dilated is his eyes?
What eyes?
I pull him back.
Give me a strength check.
Correction, I don't pull him back.
Do I feel a heartbeat with my little mouse hands?
I'll pull it back.
Do I feel a heartbeat with my little mouse hands?
You touch the side of his neck, and as Chucky's pulling him back, boom. Boom.
Sounds,
And he's just there, standing there with his head cocked and his mouth still open. His pupils are completely dilated. You don't even see the color of his eyes. They look just solid black.
Someone move the liquid away from his mouth so it stops pouring in there.
Oh, we
Chuck,
pulled
you
it
already
back
did.
with the liquid.
Okay.
Now it's filling up the bowl that I created. At least until the jumbo fruit empties.
Does the jumbo fruit itself change after he removed whatever the thing was?
I poked a hole into it. And as it starts to fill into the bowl, you see the vines, the roots, just start to explode with vibrant fruits and various different other plant life you've never seen before.
I'll risk it.
For the biscuit.
I'm going to try to harvest. I'm not touching the jumbo fruit, but I'm going to try to harvest the other fruits that are appearing on the vine.
Do we want me to touch it first?
I'm sorry, what? I couldn't hear you.
Do we want me to touch the fruit first?
Do you want to turn back?
or change it to something different.
For science.
Go ahead.
You pull up one, nothing happens. It kind of looks like a jumbo fruit mixed with a giant strawberry. Pick it up, and as you pluck it from the vine, 2 small other fruits just take its place. Start growing.
So,
We're never leaving.
So just a question, Derek. The amount of liquid that's coming out, is it like proportional to the size of the jumbo fruit? Like once the jumbo fruit, which should theoretically be out of space, do we see an end to the liquid, or is this like a ever dispensing jumbo fruit wine now?
It does not seem to be stopping.
That sounds about right.
Question for people of magical knowledge. How do decanters of endless water work? Could they potentially have their liquids exchanged?
Or throw them in a blender and find out.
I could create a decanter of endless water and instead use that as the core instead, and create a decanter of endless jumbo fruit wine.
There has to be at least one in existence.
And funny enough, there's only one person that can understand you saying this. That's Solon.
Exactly.
I'm the little devil on his shoulder.
Do it. Do it.
You got a mulligan on your shoulder, Dad.
I could.
And you should. There has to be at least one. Think of the money you could make.
You know, I'm very proud at this moment, Sam, because as much as I know you and how to push your buttons, you're doing a very good job of being the devil on the shoulder.
What could it hurt? You know?
I rest my case.
After a minute has passed, about a half of the bowl you've made is filled with all kinds of vegetations, of fruits, and the like. And it doesn't seem to be ending.
I don't remember how timing works, Derek, for crafting a magic item anyways.
It's been a minute. I would have to look.
I don't even know if it's possible to shorten the time to create a magic item. Because I have the crafting for it. Trust me, I have the crafting.
Wouldn't it be technically making a new formula for that, though?
You modify an existing formula.
Would you have the existing formula?
Yes, I do. I have the decanter of endless water formula.
Here's another question. How do liquids handle being in bags of holding?
You can just fill it up.
Mm-hmm. How that liquid would, handle being in a big holding, I don't know.
What
You might
would
create a new
happen-
mimic.
That would be funny.
In theory and hypothetically, if we were to put an opened bottle of endless water in a bag of holding, what would happen?
You'd put an endless. You'd have a bag of holding with a bottle of endless water in it.
But it's open, so it's always releasing the water.
It would cause
You have to be in contact with the bottle of water for it to keep dispensing. You have to be using the item.
Gotcha. Okay.
Otherwise, the bag of holding would eventually just bust, and all its contents would shoot out.
If it gets torn from the inside, wouldn't it just shoot out into a different plane?
I'm actually not sure on that.
That's what I thought in the older editions it did.
Yeah, technically in the older ones they'd be lost in the ethereal plane. At least that's how it is in 5th edition.
So Derek, do you know where to look for
Hold on.
the Mogan on my shoulder is very convincing.
The Mogan on your shoulder carrying a strawberry about the size of it.
It's now mixed fruit wine. What can I say?
You make how much does the endless canter water cost to make, or how much does it cost to purchase? Because crafting, you take your level plus your proficiency bonus. You add that to the job's downtime activity, and that's how much gold you can make per day working on it.
It's what plus proficiency bonus?
It's your character level plus proficiency bonus. what is your crafting?
Plus 19.
I mean your proficiency rank.
Oh, master, so 6.
That would be 6. So you're level 15, right? 15?
14.
14, so it'd be considered level 20 crafting. I think it's like 50 gold a day you can craft. Hold on.
It's a total cost of 320 GP. So I'd end up being here for a number of days.
Yep. And now it's 20, let's see. From I don't know what
What are you trying to think of, Derek?
hold on. Reading. Alright, you can search the task level, which would be 20 on this. If you succeed, you're at master. You would be making 150 gold process per day. If you critically succeed on the roll, it'd be 175.
So it would take me 2 days to make a decanter of endless jumbo fruit wine.
It's been a while since I would know this if this campaign actually went on track for what kind of game it was supposed to be, but it did. Oh.
Okay, I'm gonna cast remove poison to, get Jumbo back because he's the only one that knows what the fuck is going on. Theoretically.
Alright, yeah. Alright, so it would take you 2 days. Gotcha. Alright, so go ahead and give me a counteract level. So it's your, basically your spell tech. It's your spell casting skill modifier and all that.
Be the skill, wouldn't it? So nature.
Yeah, nature. Does that stand?
I didn't use my token in the last fight, so I'll go ahead and token it.
Alright.
32.
You do remove from Jumbo what is ailing him. His eyes go back to normal. He stands straight up. Looks at all of you. Pulls out what almost looks like a cork from one of his satchels and plugs the hole.
This is a very practical solution compared to what I thought it was going to take. So, care to tell us what's going on?
Endless possibilities, my friends, with this. We should research further.
I know what that means, Jumbo. Did the
Research
stop growing?
further.
Did the fruit stop going when you plugged the hole?
they did stop accelerated growth. It's no longer like a bowl of salad going on. But there is still unnamed, unseen new species of vegetation that now exists within this diameter around the fucking jumbo fruit that you created. And there is a pool of the liquid from it at the the portion of it that hasn't seeped into anything yet.
And
That
wine.
was a trip I have never experienced before.
Empty wine bottle. Fill her up.
I experienced everything.
Define everything.
Yes.
This is going to be great at parties.
I mean,
How many empty wine bottles do I have?
He takes out of his endless satchel jumbo fruit he got and takes a bite.
God damn it.
Now you can leave me here. I have further research that must be done.
I fill up 36 bottles. Oh no, I'm going to go ahead and just say half of that, because half of them I've given away, the other half I've drank.
Please pull that too. Sorry, I was talking to
18.
Sam. Okay, 18. Okay. But yes, you see him, he's actually, taking from his satchels and things and, setting up a makeshift campsite. He does actually seem legitimately serious about studying this.
I'm a good friend. I'll see you later. Or I'm a horrible friend for leaving a drug addict a new source for a new high.
It was like, I'm the one who told him about it, so, I'm probably in the same boat.
All right. Please take note, Josh, our official timekeeper, on Jumpa's initial time here. Let me know when 6 days have passed.
Jumbo will have died.
How's Jumbus crafting?
So is the smaller fruit safe to eat?
I'm sorry, what did you say, Rambo?
Is the small fruit safe to eat?
No balls, no glory. Go ahead and try.
I will go ahead and I'll grab one, but I will save it for till we get back to the main, wherever they all meet up at, out of game Sanray's temple. So I'll grab one of the small ones.
Okay.
Everybody got really quiet on my end. Hold on.
We can hear you.
All right. I accidentally turned the volume down on the headset.
No worries. One.
I had an idea. We could leave a schematic with Jumba on how to make the decanter of endless water, and then he could make the endless Jumbo.
I'm not going to turn this alcoholic loose with that kind of power.
Fair.
This does change things for you, so unless you go back next session, I gotta convert you to a tiny creature.
I'm just having fun for now. Before we go anywhere and do anything, I would be changed back.
Maybe.
I'm sure we know someone who can change my.
All right. So where are you now?
There's only one person you'd be able to talk through. So
It's not like I would do anything to screw with you.
All right.
I still have
So,
telepathy, don't I?
all right.
And
How
there's-
many actions? Yes, you do. How many actions do you got left from moving from there?
2.
2. Okay. Go ahead, Sam. Sorry.
I still have my telepathy, and in order to use it, there's not like a specific language that is required to talk to somebody using telepathy, is there?
Where did you get telepathy from?
You can commune with dragon lords.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so I can talk to Drake and other people.
Yes, you can.
you so far met 2 of the Dragon Lords. Yeah.
All right. So what's that G6?
A dagger of venom.
Yep. Help expedite anything. Bringing up G6. Nothing. No notable threats. Anything other than that than a magical item that's been discarded there. It is underwater, as that part of the land is, kind of missing, with snippets of, small islands that remain. But you dive under and get you a dagger of venom.
So it actually is a magic item.
Yes.
Like one that already exists.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, and you got 2 actions left. Take them so we can get Charlie into this.
North 1, and that's Temple of Melora. Or Grove, Melora's Grove.
Right. All right, as you enter there, again, it's kind of like an archipelago. There's small islands that remain that still hold the essence of Melora. Once where it was corrupted after the Beastmen and the cataclysmic event that happened there, the actual natural energies of Melora have started to restore it. It's a place of rest. You gain actually after a full night's rest there, you're a full hit point allotment, and will get rid of 1 detrimental effect on you, such as drained, petrification, things like that. Also, nature rituals are reduced to a quarter, and spells from the nature list or tradition are treated as 1 spell level higher.
Coincidentally, someone wanted to speak to Melora and get her side of the story. Go ahead.
Speak to her in drowsy.
Squeak, squeakers, squeakity, squeak.
Nope, that's mouse. You gotta add a little bit more, like,
I'm not gonna lose my voice for this.
Well, then you can't speak to her. You're only speaking mouse. Represent your people.
Growl, squeakity, growl.
No, if you do wish to try to commune with her, it is either a religion or nature check. Okay. As you commune, there is a presence felt over you. One of both calming and chaotic in nature. Duality of nature itself. What do you do?
And this is like telepathy going on kind of thing?
As of right now, you just feel you've, centered yourself, you meditated, and the presence has acknowledged your wish to commune.
Now would be the time when you ask your questions.
Yeah. What did we decide? It was. Oh.
You were going to ask.
But I wanted her in like physical form because I don't think I'm the best at.
That would require us to clear her actual main temple. This is just like a subsidiary grove.
Weren't we planning on going to her actual main temple?
Yeah, fairly shortly here.
Okay, what I want to say is... My party and I have been given a task, and I would like to speak with you in person when we visit your temple, if you could be kind enough to grace us with your presence when we arrive.
Give me a diplomacy check. Use your hero point. The essence, the feel is no longer there with you. There wasn't any ill tent or anything like that, but the presence is no longer. Yeah.
I'll relay to Solon what I felt and leave it at that, because he's the only one I can talk to currently.
Understood. I relay it to the rest of the party. And what did you say the effects of this place were, Derek?
Full health after taking a long rest here removes one condition that ails you, such as petrification, drained. Nature spells or spells in the nature condition list are treated as one spell level higher, and rituals of the nature that have to deal with nature and whatnot are a quarter of the time.
Poisonous effects from plants count as nature, don't they?
What was
Find
that?
out. This would be a good place to take a long rest. And then Charlie can join us. Because we have one action left, I mean.
Yeah.
It's not going to get us anywhere, so this place is a better place to take a long rest than sea.
So the question honestly becomes to you, Araxis, do you find this to be a detrimental effect to you? Because that is personal perspective.
What, my mouth's warm?
Yes.
In the aspect of having fun, no. But in the aspect of who I am and my purpose and my quest and what I need to do in my life, it is a detriment.
So after an 8-hour-long rest, you're no longer Morgan or Mogan.
Yeah, but it's good to keep in mind for the polymorph spell.
Which actually, I want to talk to you about that either in game or after game or something like that, because I'm wondering if this could be a form that I could call on and maybe change shape function later on.
You would have to have a spell or a magical item crafted to be able to do such a thing. But yeah, theoretically.
Solon, you and I need to talk later.
I want you to create for me a magic item. Magic item that allows me to turn into a Mogan.
Yes.
I can
Exactly.
do it.
Name a price.
Pretty sure it's a level 1 item, because... to be determined. When I get the time to actually craft a amulet of Mogan, we'll let you know.
All right. So long rest transpires. Do y'all go back to the temple to reconvene with your companion, or do you go to them, Charlie?
I actually don't know where they are, do I?
Ew. Well, that could have been handled because we did the side stuff to get thoughts, people thinking about what you wanted to talk to Solon about and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So the question becomes, because you have Zivit there who can tell you, do y'all meet back at the temple or your current location?
I think I would meet up with them at the temple.
Okay.
I would go to them.
You go to them?
Yep, me and Nair.
All right. Okay. So as the 8 hours, elapse, there is no danger to come this way. After the rest, both Nair and Gavin join your party. 2 people you have not met, Amaran.
Okay.
Both of them look pale, white hair, bluish eyes. Kind of reminds you of what you would equate to the bleaching for gnomes, as far as how white and pale they look.
What are you? You look human, but you don't look right. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Well, I can hear you, yes. Yeah. Waiting for Charlie to speak.
Okay.
I'm fascinated to hear what his response is going to be.
So, Rambo, what is your character?
A gnome.
A gnome. I look around and I look at Chucky. And I look at Solon. Are they multiplying?
At what point do you think these two look the same? I know humans are kind of racist, but really? A gnome and a goblin? The fact that they both start with G about the ends of their similarities.
Come on, and the fact that he's green skin. No offense. Like,
Nope, I'm no
there
longer the
is-
racist one here.
there's no similarity between us. Like, I don't know how you'd think we'd multiply.
Damn.
Well, last time I was with the party, which was about 3 days ago, there was one short person. Now there's two.
Now short people just spontaneously split into multiple people.
Yes.
One's lightest, one's racist. Holy shit. And it switches between people.
We travel with the weirdest companion, Solon.
To answer your question,
You're
no,
telling
I'm not human.
Not
anymore.
anymore.
What happened to change that?
How long do you think this is gonna go before he says none of your business? I say to Chucky. Me and Chucky are whispering back and forth at this point.
5 more minutes.
I'll take that bet.
I think you'll learn that on the way, stranger who I don't know.
The fact that he's a Reaper makes me question whether or not he's going to kill him. Because on the way could mean multiple things.
I know, right?
Well, I suppose if you're part of them and I'm traveling with them for now, might as well see where your adventure, what caused you to turn that way. Because so far your group has some interesting acquaintances.
Oh, well, in that case, I was the champion to Chiron, the Horseman of Death.
Okay, I believe that now takes the cake. Because I thought this guy Jumba, I believe is what they call him, was pretty far out there.
Me and Chucky are sending messages back and forth as we're watching the conversation.
And then I also added, and now I'm my own death entity. I'm no longer under Chiron.
Is that safe for anybody else? Anybody around you?
Huh?
Is that safe for anybody around you to be around you if you're essentially an entity of death?
I mean, you're around me.
True.
Just don't be
But I
on
mean,
the receiving side of my scythe, and I think you'll be fine.
Okay. I can live with that.
Zedek, as I look at him, I go ahead and give him the soul judge. How is he? Has he made good decisions? Has he made bad decisions?
Mixture of both.
I am neutral good, so yeah, I've made good and bad.
All right. So this is where to help expedite things because we're about an hour and a half out from our end time. This has been a shoddy session on my part. I apologize. I'm not with it tonight. This is where you would converse with Solon, what we did at the end of the last session, just to, bring everything into perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Asking about Quran, him being sealed away, what his thoughts on it, so forth.
Yeah.
So forth.
And ultimately asking for his help to help figure this out. As I don't wish to release Chiron if he was put away for a reason. Good reason. But
I don't remember huge swaths of our conversation. I remember the gist of it.
yeah.
So I may end up reiterating something here. If so, forgive me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not 100% sure which entity we need to end up going toward to answer that question. Because really, I think the only one that could answer that question would be Bokov. My grandfather was sealed away. The god of law was comatose and now has been replaced. And every other god is kind of on a lower level playing field than what takes place on the place that won't be named. So the only one with really enough power to be able to foresee what was happening there would be Bokov.
I would take it Quarter Stars wouldn't have any information.
Let's put it this way. They might, but if you're the enemy and you think that Chiron might be working against your plan, you might want to hide that fact from the Court of Stars, because the Court of Stars thinks they might have a potential potential ally within the Four Horsemen. If I were them, I'd do everything in my power to free him, and they've given no indication to free them,
Mm-hmm.
nor any quest or any indication that we should free him.
Okay.
We could. That would be a question for Chucky to get a hold of them. That would be our connection there. He might need to finish constructing his vaults before he's able to commune more directly with them. But since we're doing that anyways,
And as far as trying to get a communication line to Bokov, that's literally the one you have no connection with.
his nickname, his extended name is Bokov the Uncaring. If that tells you anything. He cares about magic, and that's it.
Magic, knowledge.
If you were to get
And
something...
your father doesn't know him?
My father met him. In terms of... In all honesty, if there was going to be a god my father followed, it would be Bokov.
It wouldn't surprise me if somehow, some way, Bokov was just Drake's side project.
There's a distinct possibility my dad might be Bokov's champion at this point. The way he collects knowledge and spell books and shit that even Bokov probably doesn't know.
Yep.
I simply shrug my shoulders. We can always ask my dad, but
we've been asking a lot of him lately. I'll give it a little bit of a break and see if maybe we can find out something on our own first.
in all honesty, if there's going to be a way to connect to Bokob, it's going to be on these islands somewhere.
I want to remind you the last time, right after we asked your dad for help last time, the not fucking name is going past me. Not my grandfather showed up and kicked our ass.
Archaon?
Yeah. I thought I wasn't saying it right, but yeah, Archaon. I thought I wasn't. I was like, is that no? That I'm not saying it right.
But Chucky contacted him not that long ago, and shit didn't go south. So that's not proof positive that something's going down, could backfire on us,
Yeah.
per se. Yeah, you're probably right. It will. Reality, gotta face it eventually. How's Nair doing?
And I scoot aside and let Nair speak for herself. She is
Oh shit! When did you get here? Thought I need to put a bell around your neck or something.
No, now she's even more quiet.
I can go many places unseen, even more so now.
Out of nowhere, you just hear a faint challenge accepted.
Challenge has been issued. A transition, for sure. I'm finding myself at a loss, for now my role has drastically shifted.
So I ask a very important question here. Does this mean the deal with Drake is off?
Which one, sorry?
Because wasn't it Drake that you made the deal with for the special space?
Yeah, it was
That got
a
negated?
deal. Yeah.
And that was in exchange for the primal magic knowledge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That got, technically, the compulsion to accomplish that deal got negated. Do you intend to go through with it anyway?
Because while the magic of not completing the deal can't harm you from it, it's still backhanding Drake.
So because someone's asking this point blank now. Because now a second shrine is awakened, so the time to create that subspace is, like, now.
So remind me of that deal.
The way it worked was Drake was going to create a subspace whose protections were bound to the number of temples that we purified within the island.
Mm-hmm.
In Cord's case, it wasn't necessarily purified; it was activated. But tomato.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be a location that Nair could both hide and be protected from, because if you die, your soul goes to her. And it was a guarantee that your soul would go to her.
Which that deal is null and void as well.
You need to make an oh shit. I'd say thank God we're here. In a protected grove of Laura, all of a sudden. You need to make a new deal now. Not just for one of you now, but for both of you. Now it's just not one of you, and now it's not just you. If your soul goes to a daemon of some sort, it happens to you too. Because you're the same race now.
Yeah. Well, fuck. I guess if I gotta talk to your father anyways, we better make this a
Oh,
whole...
fuck, I didn't even think about that.
I did.
That was going to become a backfire before too long here.
It very well could have.
I'd go ahead and ask you to go ahead and contact them then.
Realize you're the scion of a dragon lord as well. You do it.
Fine, the favorite will call... No.
Oh.
You really want to draw more of attention to yourself? By
No.
all means. I have a twin sister. I'm used to playing second fiddle. I'm fine with it.
When I contact Drake, I ask him if he's able to talk. The stipulations of the deal we last made have changed, and I need to remake it.
Oh. Derek, again, I know this is a spell, but literally Drake just sends an avatar.
Yeah.
So that way I can literally have Drake continue doing whatever it was he was doing.
That's fine.
Oh. You want to change the deal?
As right now Nair is the same as me.
So you want to make an additional deal. Be careful on how you respond to this.
Yeah.
The original deal you said right now is null and void.
The magical compulsion for the original deal is null and void. Basically, when you make a deal with one of the members of one of my family,
Mhm.
a connection is built between you two. That connection, basically, if you should renege on the deal, bad juju goes your way. Like,
Yeah.
it makes what happened to Araxis's brother look like a tropical vacation holiday. Horrible shit happens to you. Forever until I forgive you and you pay back 10 times the amount promised in the deal.
Okay.
But when you transcended and all the magical markings and connections were basically wiped clean, that connection between you and Drake got wiped out.
Okay.
So there's still a deal there. A deal was made. It's just there's no longer any magical compulsion that you feel to complete it if you should choose not to.
Yeah. So how I'm understanding this right now, me completing the deal right now saves my ass, but doesn't save Nair.
Correct. That would be an additional deal. Well, it doesn't even save your ass anymore because your soul going to her doesn't really matter if she dies. The whole point of your soul going to her would be it's in a location, that
Yeah.
pocket dimension that would be so secure that it would make it very difficult to impossible for a daemon of anything short of one of the four horsemen themselves from being able to get to it. And even they would have a difficult time, assuming enough shrines were unlocked or purified.
Yeah.
Now, if she's going to be traveling with us, and Solon looks to Nair for confirmation that she intends to travel with us
She nods.
now that she's traveling with us, Your soul going to her doesn't really mean shit.
So we technically need an entirely new plan.
It would look like it. But Drake wants to know what you're going to do about the original deal. To be fair, you still get something out of it in terms of you will get a sub-dimensional space that you basically can manipulate to your particular tastes that will have uber protections around it.
Yeah.
Whether you use it or not is completely up to you and doesn't really matter. You could just store dangerous shit in there for all, anybody really cares.
If shit came to worse and I had to either one hide or something came up and I had to hide Nair in it, I still could.
Correct.
I would then, at that point, I would let Drake know I still intend to complete our deal. Even if the magic doesn't compel me to do so. I still find many ways I could use that.
All of a sudden, the ring on Drake's hand glows. Derek, he's going to use the wish that's inside the ring for the deal. He makes he makes a key and tosses it to you. Simply insert that key into the air and turn it to the right, and you unlock the doorway to your sanctum. He looks at Nair now and simply extends a hand. The transfer of knowledge. Do you accept?
She does.
So he takes her hand, and all of a sudden, you see a light connect between the two. And a pulse happens, and all of a sudden, Drake's eyes glow white. And then they dim back down again. Ah, so that's how that works. Drake has a new form of magic. Now, do you wish to are you looking to make another deal? Or what do you intend to do?
At this point, one base is covered and one's not. I feel obligated because I kind of put forth the motion of change that happened, that I need to cover the other base at this point.
I have several ideas that could solve what your current problem pertains to. But you would need to come up with an offer for me. Equivalent exchange and the like.
What use would you have of a Reaper who is not bound?
I'm always looking for subordinates.
Well, being as you were there for that conversation, you know, or should go ahead and let you know, I'm not bound to Chiron anymore.
I don't want your service. Not to be insulting, but I like your father, and for some unknown reason, we got along really well. And owning his kid just does not seem like a good plan on continuing that friendship. And I don't have a lot of friends. If the next words to your mouth are offering me friendship, I will smite you.
I was hoping for it. I was hoping for it. I would have lost my shit.
How interested would you be in the soul of a very old being? One that I intentionally will kill.
Go on. There are old beings and then there are old useful beings. I find they're vastly different.
I intend to reap at some point the mother of monsters. Being that I'm not bound anymore, I'll give you her soul.
Uh, the value's definitely there. Are you sure?
Yes.
So, out of game, Derek, if something was not possible, the deal couldn't go through, correct?
Correct.
Okay. I'm not sure if she has a soul, so this is what that's why I was checking with Derek there.
Now, the
'Cause she's
definition
not-
of a soul and essence, and I was the reason why I was quiet there was because figuring out the best way to put it. She doesn't have a soul in the traditional sense that the gods, the humans, whatnot, that spark that makes them what they are.
Mm-hmm.
She does have an essence, though. It'd be more akin to like when you took the essence of Io's remnant body that you all destroyed and used that to propel Mortoy to godhood.
Okay.
Got it.
So it still falls within the parameter, but it isn't a soul. In the
So I
normal-
would get the Mother of Monsters essence.
yes.
That actually is more useful for me in the grand scheme of things, because then it's a quantifiable resource that I can put to use.
Yes.
Um,
And Drake knows enough about that he would make that clarification to Gavin. It would still fall under the same parameters. Just what she has isn't a soul. It's
Yeah.
how familiar are you with liches or vampires?
Pretty familiar.
Now, it would not have the resurrection function, but my suggestion to you is in exchange for the Mother of Monsters essence, I create an altar for both you and her in your set dimensional safe place that your souls return to should the worst happen.
now if you do that, and Drake is smart enough or he has the know and all that, that would become their domain. you would be changing that just from a pocket dimension, but for their essence to be bound there, like the gods are bound to their domain and whatnot, it would become a lesser domain, at least for now, that could grow potentially into a greater domain.
Side note, there would be no resurrection spell that would ever work to bring you back unless someone had access to your domain to get access to your souls.
Yeah.
So, both dead, shit out of luck. One dead.
Unless you give access to one of your other companions.
Okay.
You have to trust one of your other companions enough to actually entrust that level of.
But let me ask you this: is that still worth it to Drake? Because that's a personal scale on his, because you are effectively making a domain, not just no longer if you do this, because the magic's involved and everything that is going to transpire because of this. This does alter your safe haven that you basically created them to a functional domain.
Correct, but it will take time, because
it will take time.
The way Drake is picturing this, and you can tell me if this isn't the case. The way Drake is looking at this is he's planting a seed of a domain. He isn't actually creating a domain. The level of magic required is vastly different. He's creating the altars, and basically the altars are changing the space into a domain.
Correct.
It isn't. He's not snapping his fingers and gifting them a domain.
It's basically two different things, but in conjunction with each other makes a lesser domain. So I mean, that depends if Drake wants to be
I can
his
see what you're
normal
saying
self,
about whether or not do I take the final product of what.
But that's a personal.
What the domain will become as what I'm measuring the value against, or do I take the?
Because as it stands, the value is still the same, and in both cases, it can still be the same. But that's more of your own personal judgment. Does Drake feel that?
Drake feels that the value did rise significantly, but it is still a worthwhile exchange for the Mother of Monsters essence.
That's
because
fine.
Drake has multiple plans of what he could do with the Mother of Monsters essence that would be of incredible value.
Okay. All right. Let's
I'm just thinking of the dragon that he could actually create by infusing part of the Mother of Monsters essence with the dragon.
Oh man. Well, theoretically,
Drake does that all the time.
Theoretically, the potential is endless, because just like her, what she can create is near endless. So.
Yeah, but the amount of essence that I add to a dragon would actually matter. I'm not going to download all of the essence that I get from the Mother Monsters into a single dragon. That would be...
Oh, no.
That would be pushing it.
Hey, you made the Mother of Dragons.
Yeah, Mother of Dragons. And she's bound to me, which is even better because I use a blue dragon. Always use a blue dragon for your bases.
Yep. All right, let's take a quick 5-minute break, guys. I got to stretch my legs and whatnot. I got to get caffeine in me. Okay. 5-minute break, and then let's figure out. You're content with that deal, right?
I'm content with that deal, and then after
Drake's content with that as well.
Yeah. After we get back from break, I will ask Drake something else before he goes.
All right, and then we'll get to the group at large and see what else y'all want to do for the remaining bit of our session. All right, be back, guys.
Okay. Don't drop cell phones on computers. That is the lesson there.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't really know what Drake would weigh the the essence against, if it would be the post product or the pre-product. But in either case, the essence would be a worthwhile exchange to Drake.
Yeah. Oh man. To have a now. Would you consider the River Styx a domain of death?
No, he doesn't control it.
He doesn't control it, yeah, because it flows through all the.
He just understands it and travels it.
Yeah.
And that would be a question for Derek on how much time it's going to take before your retreat becomes a domain.
Yeah.
So do you guys want to know where the spots that we'll go to tonight are and what's on them while we're waiting for Derek to get back?
Sure.
I'm thinking about hitting K5, L4, N6, L6, and then basically that would be our time to stop for the day. We call all the people that are getting ready to assault Melora's Grove to get ready for him. We could probably use Nair's help there to bring him a vast majority of them there to actually launch the assault. And then next session we can make that will be our major assault against Melora's Grove and any beastmen that still happen to be there.
I will just name this episode Infinity War.
This is more part 1 than it is part 2.
Sounds like it will be, yes.
But, sorry, I was going to tell you what's on them. K5 is another of Melora's groves. I don't know if we're going to find it. We didn't search this grove yet either. I don't know if anybody wants to take the opportunity to search it to see if there's anything worthwhile finding. Hint to the group at large.
Yeah, I will. But
At K5?
Yeah. Well, the one we're in currently at G5 is a Melora's Grove as well, but we haven't searched it yet for anything of use.
Okay.
But K5 is another of Melora's Groves. L4 is a giant fang about a half-mile high that sticks out of the water, and creatures will not enter the hex. L6 is an elven capital, where a chest that contains the formulas for all enchanted items, and Tatiana's eternal staff.
Is it an elven ruin city, or is it an actual elven, like, currently people are living there?
Ruin city, just like the dwarven ruins.
Okay.
Wait, you weren't here for that. It's a set of ruins. It isn't like the current day elven capital.
Or like Cinderell?
Well, on L9.
Oh, okay.
There's the giant tree or whatever that stands.
Okay, that's a fake
the
queen
Elves
here.
helped. Yeah, this is a set of probably Eladrin ruins, if my guess isn't wrong. And then
You got N6?
6. Yes. That has something that I think will be there for Josh. It's a crater about a mile wide and a strange space rock in the center.
Strange space rock, huh?
If it has to do with the space, I naturally assume it has to do with your character.
It does kind of seem that way now, doesn't it?
So that would be my suggestion to finish this session out, would be to clear out those hexes and then just be prepared to invade Melora's temple next session.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody has any comments or just wants to do something different, but
Which tiles again? I was only here for like half of that.
K5 is Melora's Grove. L4 has a giant fang, half a mile high,
yep.
that no creatures will enter. L6 are Elven Ruins with a staff in there.
Yes.
And then N6 has a space rock meteor.
Basically, we're circling the Melora's Grove before we launch our attack.
So basically, we're a puppy dog looking to, mark his territory.
Yes.
More or less.
I don't have a problem with it.
Sweet.
We only got about a half hour left.
Approximately, yeah.
Okay.
And that dagger of venom, Josh, by all means, she can use it. It's just it's not as good as I thought it was.
So a dagger of venom.
Yeah. It's basically what Charlie's sword was that he used before his scythe. +1 striking dagger has a greenish tinge, and the hilt is sculpted to look like the head of a serpent about to strike. When you critically succeed at an attack with the dagger of venom, the target becomes sickened 1 unless it succeeds at a DC 19 Fortitude save. This is a poison effect. In addition, you can activate the dagger to poison a creature with a more potent poison. There's a free action, frequency once per day. Trigger, you damage the creature with the dagger of venom. You poison the creature and you hit with the dagger venom. And the poison is DC 21, maximum duration 4 rounds. First stage is 1d8 poison damage and enfeebled, and it does not tell me what the remaining stages are.
I didn't see that. Could be interesting. It'd be a better dagger than the dagger she has. Granted, I think a lot of the stuff we face is immune to poison, so there's that too. I'll put it on the loot list just so we have it on there for now.
Okay.
Back, sorry, that was longer than 10 minutes. Had to talk to Sam about a couple things.
No worries.
She's still AFK a second. She's grabbing some snacks for her. But we can start back up if y'all like. Again, I do apologize about this session tonight. I'm just so not with it. Well, yeah, so what were you going to ask Drake? The last question?
I'll let him know I'm in the search for some answers. And I will start explaining to him what I have found out about Chiron. And I have no idea why he is imprisoned in the sunken city. That the Reaper I was once taxed by him to kill was his warden.
That is interesting.
And I don't plan to go any further until I actually have answers. So I am not dumb enough to actually go walking into Abaddon.
You shouldn't say its name. It tends to draw the attention. When Drake says that, you get the appearance or the feeling like he understands that you're asking stuff, but the conversation is kind of over with because he doesn't like discussing anything after Abaddon's attention has been drawn. What he does say is the deals we made will have been completed momentarily. As far as you're concerned, I'll do some digging on my end, and I'll see what I can find out. I would not stop your own endeavors to find out. But note, I will endeavor to dig on my own end. Unless there's anything else.
No, I give him a nod and say thank you.
And Drake's perception is high enough to know the soonest, especially those of interest, has spoken the name. You can notice shadows deepen or longer than they should be. That they're just small subtleties in the surrounding area Drake picks up on.
Because I know the entity is being repressed by the Court of Stars, I know it's not the entity's gaze that has been drawn. And I know it's not the Four Horsemen. So Drake erupts full power. And basically, Eldritch blasts just all of the shadows.
Okay.
He isn't looking to destroy or hurt anybody on the Abaddon side because he knows this is more them extending their eyesight or extending their gaze towards us. But it's more of a statement of lack of fear and a statement of supremacy, I guess is the best word to describe it, to drive them off.
Okay.
And then Drake turns to a group and he says, "Good work, Solon." And he snaps and leaves it at that. Doesn't say anything else. But then disappears.
Okay.
So if we're ready, we take a extended rest. And Derek, we moved to K5.
K5, K5.
Oh wait, someone was gonna do something in the previous Milor's Grove.
Yeah, I would go ahead and while people are resting, I'd give a look around. Wait, now
You
you're
see-
and now you're same as me, so she doesn't sleep either. So we both fucking do it.
You see countless souls that still linger, spirits, souls that still linger from the catastrophe that happened here. From the spirits of animals to the souls of beastmen to other, more mundane ancestries such as few elves and humans, orcs. What all, both you, give me a perception check. Treat her perception as 3 higher than yours. She has a higher intelligence than you, or a higher intelligence than you do. I know that. I will get her character sheet remade.
Well, I crit.
Okay. You do see. Why does it have you rolling GM? Nobody else saw his roll, did they?
Nope.
Nope.
Why is it 2 GM?
I don't know. He rolled a natural 20, got a 29. As you, I gotta sneeze. Sorry. As you're gazing over the area towards the center where Melora's major grove is, her major shrine to this island, over the island you see a baleful eye that is peering down on it. And this is definitely something of spirit matter. It isn't or magic. It's not seen by the eye. It's because of your special sight that you are able to see it.
And what is it doing?
It is peering. Oh, damn! It is peering down on the island portion of L5, where the main, the capital of the Beastmen, if you were, where the major grove or Melora's actual holy ground is.
Do I sense anything specifically from this eye?
Give me another perception check, trying to gauge intent and whatnot. Damn. Rolling high tonight.
I like it.
Even with
that's
that,
why.
however, what?
For some reason had clicked on that character sheet. Whisper rolls to GM.
Gotcha. Cannot gauge intent. The color of the eye does resemble the coloring of the landscape of Abaddon, the baleful eye moon that, illuminates the realm of Abaddon.
The spirits that are around, are they because of the catastrophe, are they just wandering? Are they getting sent on eventually? Or
Some seem to be lost in, the sudden just, destruction of where they once were. Um, Others seem to be lingering for, various different reasons. Others seem to be waiting to transition. One thing to note, none of these spirits or souls go towards where the Baleful Eye is gazing down. So none of them transition or move to L5.
All right. I will keep note of that, and I will take my time to I have enough time around here to do so. I'll gather up the souls I see myself.
Okay. You and Nair will go through the means of collecting what you can until the time of the rest is over. Does anybody else do anything?
Where are we at?
What hex were you all on, Dan?
We're in a grove. We were in a grove, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Not at the moment. I just would be kind of looking around.
All right.
Admiring kind of what's going on.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was muted. I just realized I'm going to re-sanctify this grove. I pull out one of Melora's flowers and I replant it.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah,
Immediately
to answer your question, Derek, or not Derek, Rambo. We're on G5. We're spending the night there, and then we're moving over to K5 in the morning.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Derek. You were saying?
I forgot what I was saying. It left me.
After planting.
It takes root immediately and begins to flourish. You can even see the other plant life and the like actually start to become healthier almost instantaneous.
I should restore this grove before too long.
Alright, as you rest, as you all take your long rest, Chucky, as you sleep for the 2 hours you need to sleep, you find yourself in a dreamscape. The cosmos are all around. You see stars, planets, and your perception is taken to a void of where Abaddon is. And you see entities hovering around it with these items of immense power. Whose sound is that? That is driving me crazy.
Just I was muted. I was listening to a song, so I'm assuming it
No,
wasn't.
that wasn't you.
No idea.
I don't know what sound you're talking about.
I don't know. It sounds like metallic scraping. You see these entities, and then you see one fall, and then start descending through what you could probably describe as an atmosphere falling to Abaddon. There is a quake of energy in your dreamscape, and your perception is pulled through the realm's atmosphere, if you will, and pulled down. You see this entity with flowing robes, and you see the cosmos within the hood of the robe and whatnot, like you have with all the Court of Stars members in previous game and description of them. As it lays there, you see a six-winged entity hover over it. It is alabaster skin, just solid black hair flowing. It reaches its hand into the hood. You see the stars that are displayed in the hood and everything just go to a void. As if picking up the entity by the back of the neck, it stands it upright. Its wings wrap around it, and after a moment, the six-winged entity vanishes, and all that remains is a entity in this kind of cosmic void armor. And you feel where the hood, like it's like full plate armor, black. You see voidish energy swirling around it. These red eyes form in the center, and it's as both your gazes meet, and that's when you wake up. Horrible descriptions tonight, I'm sorry guys, but yeah, something has transpired. You can feel it to the core, to your core.
It felt like I was actually there, right?
Yeah, felt like you were there.
I couldn't do anything though, right?
Nope. Premonition, vision, whatever you want to call it.
When he wakes up, he'd mumble something under his breath of, "Is this what it's like to be?" And he would cut himself off right there.
Gavin, you'd be awake to hear that.
And I slowly walk over, kind of peering down to my little list of friends. What was that?
Oh, what? Are you hearing things in your old age?
No, but I know someone having a dream when I see one. And the last time you had a dream, we went into the scary vault. Or are you going to try and say you weren't having a dream?
Last time we had a dream, we went into the vault? What?
Last time you had a dream, we ended up in your vault.
I don't recall this.
You know, you saying that reminds me of Sam.
What? I don't recall this. I really don't. I had a vision the one time, but it was only me and the other goblins that went there the last time. I don't recall. No, we stumbled on the vault. I don't remember having a vision or a dream, and they ended up going there immediately.
Needless to say, He's confronted you. Do you say anything to him?
You try to hide it.
If you try to hide it, give me a deception check versus his perception.
I He's not gonna hide it. What I was saying is, I'm just not. Just wondering if this is what it's like for some of my ancestors that had visions and seers and shit, where they don't make sense. Not always, anyways.
I mean, most of the time, our actual life doesn't actually make sense.
Very true, especially of late.
All right. Unless there's anything else.
I would describe the dream to Gavin.
Okay.
Does anything come to mind when he says the six-winged being?
Well, you saw a six-winged entity, collected Victor when he fell.
Mm-hmm.
That has been a symbol of the adversary.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, those things come to mind. Y'all have you know what the Court of Stars look like, their attire and whatnot.
Yeah.
Chucky's
So-
like, so do you think the entity was converting a Quarter of Stars member? Or what?
I couldn't say. We're dealing.
Derek,
Yeah.
can I have him make a roll to notice something that I noticed, but he apparently didn't?
Sure.
Make a will save.
Well, I noticed the red eyes, and it potentially could be similar. I don't know if the +3 counts, but I doubt it.
No, that's probably good. 15 is probably good enough. It was flying above, along with others, seemingly to suppress Abaddon.
Oh, it was.
So his energy failed, is what it looks like to me. He's trying to suppress Abaddon. He got weak and he fell, and then Abaddon corrupted.
Oh, okay, yeah, that definitely makes sense.
So Abaddon's winning the battle of attrition. The Court of Stars is apparently trying to suppress Abaddon, and Abaddon is resisting their suppression. So the sooner you recreate the vault, the sooner you can re-empower, or maybe help the Court of Stars gain power again. Hopefully tip the scales back towards them. Because realistically speaking, what corrupts on one end could also be uncorrupted on the other.
So, unless there's any more dialogue there, the rest of you awaken.
I only need about 4 hours of sleep, but
We got 2 people that don't need sleep. We got 2 people that need only 2 hours of sleep. We got 1 person that needs 4 hours of sleep, and Dan who needs 8 hours of sleep.
I am that pretty.
But
Wow.
we only have 1 that's ever been a Mogan.
That is true. That was
Yeah.
adorable.
When Solon gets up, I mentioned to him what I came across last night without mentioning the name. I guess if I say the sunken city or anything like that, that gets the point across that doesn't say the name.
There's numerous sunken cities that can be referred to and whatnot.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You should be prepared to move on the island then before too long. Out of game, Derek, for tonight, there are 4 squares we want to investigate, and then we were thinking of making next session our invasion of Melora's primary temple. Just
I had
as a
the
point of
map
reference.
and all that ready for that, so we'll actually have a map.
Sweet.
What 4 squares did you want to explore? Because we can handle that tonight, so it's out of the way.
K5, L4, N6, L6.
Okay. What's on K5?
That's another of Melora's groves.
Let me bring that up.
Yeah,
it's
just say to you, Charlie, about the eye. Something's occurring there, so I think we're in the right mode of going and assaulting it sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
But it also means I think we should bring as much firepower as we can bring to bear on this island.
Yeah.
When we do invade.
I would also give you the information of what I was doing last night, that there are a bunch of souls not crossing over at this point in time because of the calamity that happened over here.
I think once we purified Melora's temple, that's the final temple on this particular island, there's a decent chance that these souls should be able to move on then. Because now there's no longer a corrupting influence on the island.
Yeah. I did what I could for the ones I found.
All right, so the resource nodes and whatnot are pretty much gone. It's grove just like the last one.
Okay, I plant another flower.
All right.
Because I want to strengthen Melora's power as much as possible. And then L4 is a giant fang that sticks up about a half mile out of the ocean. Or out of the ground.
Yep. Examining that, it exudes with power and strength. Seeing the size, and because you were awake during it, that's a fang from one of the god beasts of the sea.
Shit.
It can it has many applications that it could potentially be used for, but also gives you a scope on the size of the thing.
So, can Solon make an educated guess here? Has the Fang been reduced in power because it's no longer connected with the God Beast? So, in other words, 2 chains have broken and the God Beast got weaker each time a chain breaks. But this Fang was no longer a part of the God Beast when it was inserted here. So my question is the Fang still as powerful as the day it was lost?
Give me a... You can use any of the spellcasting skills. Actually, Arcana or Nature, I'll let you use.
I'll go Arcana.
It is incredibly potent.
I don't know if it got weaker or when the...
But you don't know if it gotten weaker, but in relationship, it is incredibly potent. If this is its strength and if this is its potency diminished, y'all had no chance whatsoever when the thing was at full strength. If this is at full strength, it's still something that would give the mother of monsters a run for her money.
And it's not a harvestable resource, correct? Like, it's nothing we possess that could chip this.
At the moment, no. You do. What's your intelligence?
22.
You do have resources if you spend the time to experiment and whatnot. Theoretically, yes. With your Syraxi steel.
Wouldn't the pale stone help too? Isn't that
Pale
break
stone, yep.
material?
Pale stone, in conjunction with the Syraxi steel, you could potentially make something that would allow you to harvest.
It might be something that I turned to Chucky. This might be something that your brother might want to work on. A tool to harvest from this tooth. Because the weapons and the materials we could make out of this would be potent.
Yes, it would.
And with your brother at the God Forge, along with the dwarf we rescued, they could potentially create tools that we could use to harvest from our harvest.
Really?
Unless someone has an idea that they want to use the entire tooth for, that's what immediately came to mind, Dave, for me.
Get your enemy in front of it and push it over on them.
I think they'll be able to dodge.
Throw marbles at their feet.
Does Solon mention the fact that they're combining both of those?
Yes.
Siraki? Oh, okay. I think my brother was mentioned that he was already doing something. We're trying to make a better ally with the two.
Yeah.
So I think he's already playing with that at the moment.
I speak up to the assembled people around, and I say, for the next time someone wants to make a deal with my father, this is a resource that he would pay handsomely for. You would have to give him a substantial amount, but this is a resource. Someone's going to start doing this now. Whenever we come across a resource that Drake could use, he's going to point it out to the group. So that way, the next time someone wants to make a deal with Drake, they actually don't have to flounder so much for coming up with what to give him. This would be something Drake would be incredibly interested in.
Which, the alloy or the fang?
The bone. The fang.
The fang. Especially since Solon doesn't think that this tooth is diminished since the chains broke. Since the chains broke.
Yeah, because 2 of the 4 are broke.
He simply mentions that to everybody before we move on.
Okay.
Unless somebody else has something else they want to do here.
Nope.
Nope.
Pick up the thing and use it as a sword? Okay.
A
That'd be
half-mile high
hilarious.
killer. Good luck.
I'm joking.
Where is he?
Well, we could go into huge form and try, but that'd be...
Even then, good luck. Half mile beats huge by leaps and
I know.
bounds.
I know.
Let me see. And 6 is the oh yes,
Meteor in the ground.
yes.
the
There's
space
a
rock.
crater here, about a mile wide, with a strange space rock in the center.
Yes.
Chucky, go look.
Obviously, I'm curious, so I'd go look.
It's not as large as Hollow Rock, but it is substantial. It's substantial in size. It hasn't been hollowed out or anything like that. Some of the ore, if you will, do have similarities to your Syraxi still, but slightly different. As you get closer to it, there is a weird sense of kinship.
Could I make a crafting check to differentiate this? What's different from regular steel, the Syraxi steel?
Mm-hmm.
Chucky would do the same. He's legendary in crafting as well. But not that high in intelligence, apparently.
All right. So, both of you, where Syraxi steel is very very purpose, makes it could potentially make the most devastating weapons and armors and fortifications imaginable. This is malleable. It's still impressive. Again, as far as like damage capabilities and what it could be used for, it's a degree less than the Syraxi steel, maybe even 2 degrees less of its raw, destructive, and protective capabilities. But unlike Syraxi steel, it's malleable. And far more able to accept enchantments and things like that.
Okay.
It's okay. Put it in
So it's
perspective
like
this. Syraxi steel,
adamantium compared to mithril. This is
kind
the
of,
mithril
yeah.
version of Syraxi steel.
But yeah, in a way, yeah. So like Syraxi steel is very much warrior kind of metal, where this is very sage metal, if that makes sense. If you're comparing like in class capabilities, warrior, fighter, barbarian, Syraxi steel champion. This is more sage-like, more wizardry, sorcerer, warlock, that kind of shit.
Mark it, show your brother it, and
I'm
So
going
we
to take a sample at least.
but I mean, like, show your brother where it is, so that way they could collect it collect from it if they so choose.
And 6.
So as you go to collect the sample, it gives way perfectly for you. There is no resistance. As you grab a part of the metal ore on it, it's as if the earthen material that's part of this meteorite just loosens and it comes free in your hand with no resistance.
Is it
And
just
again-
Chuck that it does that to?
Yes.
Hey, Chucky, I say, your vault is damaged, correct?
Yeah. I might need this to repair it, huh?
Summon the meteor into your vault.
Can I do that? I've never actually tried that. I'm not trying that. He tries to,
As you sit there and you concentrate, it takes a good 5 minutes. You feel it actually working. That's why you don't stop beforehand. And then it's gone.
So the entire meteorite is now in the vault.
Yes.
Let's hope your vault is automated enough to take what it needs to help repair itself.
Yeah, that'd be really nice. Maybe that'll help the rest of the quarter stars a little
We can
bit.
hope.
Hmm?
We can hope.
Yeah.
And then L6.
Yes. L6 is going to be... There's stuff here. Let me see. This is the former Elven capital. There is apparently formulas for all enchanted items, and Tatiana's eternal staff.
Yes. So there is quite a bit. With the calamity that transpired here between the Scarlet Emperor and your uncle, a lot of the ruins have given way to the, watery depths. However, enough to stand. You have the formula. There is a library that still stands that has all known enchanting formulas and ones that have been lost to time. There are, it's a treasure trove of knowledge from the first elven people. And then Titania's eternal staff,
Yes.
that is a artifact, a legend that you have to commune with and awaken.
I intend to try.
Fair.
You're gonna have 2 stabs?
Yes. Why wouldn't I?
Dual wield, bitch!
It's the plan. And both of them are from Titania.
If suppose if Derek allows it, but I know in the book you're technically only allowed 1 staff.
You can only use 1 staff at a time. You could have more than 1 staff invested to you. You have 10 investment slots. You can invest 10 staffs if you want to. You can still only use 1 staff at a time. As far as you calling
This
it
is my
smash.
grandmother's staff. There's very little chance Solon's going to let this particular magic item slip through his finger, even if he already has 1 staff.
There is a resonating frequency between the staff you just picked up and the staff your grandmother gave you.
Ooh. So it wasn't so it's a failure after all, huh, Grandpa? Fuck you.
Give me a perception check. Solid. Does that stand?
New day, so I'll go ahead and re-roll. It's better.
Looking over it, taking what people are, looking over the rooms and seeing all the, spectacular, artifacts of history. One thing you do notice is while they are 2 staffs, they're one and the same. And you could see where they are actually literally one and the same, meaning they belong together.
So I have to commune with the staff in order to collect the second half here?
Yes, you need to actually combine it into its full self.
I will attempt to do so as soon as I figure out how to do that.
It is an artifact that was sundered and left in 2 pieces. But yes, there's some other minor things that you could potentially discover by making rolls and things like that, as this is a very old place, but we'll handle that next session. I do have the map and everything ready for the battle to commence, though it's been a long time since things have happened in game. So I got to make a few tweaks here and there. And yes, sorry for the subpar session on my part, guys. I do apologize. Hopefully next week will be better for me. A lot of shit going on in my life at the moment. I thought it was going to die down, but it really hasn't. So, but we'll call it here, as next session y'all are going to go in and battle. I know y'all are probably going to get reinforcements and things like that to conduct this warfare, correct?
Correct.
All right, just so heads up so I can get things ready on my part, who all are you calling in for assistance on this assault?
We have all of the stone giants, or the stone automatons, that we were sent out to reawaken.
Yep.
We have Melora's champion, the giant Trent.
Yep.
We have the 3 primal beasts. Are you guys thinking of any?
You have a sea serpent.
The sea serpent is between us and the Beastman continent and prevents them from reinforcing. At least that's what he was supposed to have been doing.
That is what he's been doing. Because he doesn't want to have things blow up in his face again.
Yeah.
So next session we will actually do mass combat rules. Yay. Because there are a lot of those fuckers on there. There will also be personal combat as well, depending on how things go. The God Beasts themselves are a army on themselves, so it'll be their level -7, I think it is, for purposes of what their mass combat stats are. All that stuff will be taken care of and we'll be ready for next session. And then, of course, like I said, personal combats are possible, just depending on what all you all do, because it is a large area and there are a lot of combatants.
So, question, guys, just so Derek can have an accurate number. Are we summoning the other armies that we were going to summon before when we had multiple camps? Or are we just going to leave this to the heavy hitters? Kind of the ones I listed before, and if I come up with any more, Derek, I'll send you the message.
Okay.
Those are just the ones that are immediately jumping out in my memory.
Depends on how fast you want to deal with it. And I guess I don't know, are they paid for already, or
Do you feel like we need to?
We got 3 Animal Lords, some Stone Guardians, and one of Melora's champions.
We also have a wyvern that we could call in if we wanted to. Or not wyvern, chimera?
You mean the Hydra?
Yeah, that one.
If we
I'm
wanted
tired.
to, we could. Actually, the Hydra should probably be a lot stronger at this point, now that it's actually assumed its actual responsibility of Temple Guardian. But it's a friend of ours, so we could ask for its help. We also have numerous companions that we could ask for aid, and then the armies. Though, like I said, it's more of what are we afraid of losing? Because if we summon armies, you have to remember the population of this island is already taking a pretty major hit. So it's a question of, do we want to summon armies and reduce that population further through combat, even though, adding additional numbers to your ranks never hurts when it comes to
Mass combat.
mass combat are actually fighting in a war. The only question is, do you want to risk the fallout?
Yeah.
Honestly, my opinion, quality usually outbeats quantity to an extent. So I think
nothing.
I think
We have
us,
both.
yeah, I think us and the heavy hitters would be fine.
Are we calling on companions and the like? And by companions, I mean like obviously our named companions that we have, but like the dwarf that we found would be a good choice
Yeah,
to call upon. Allowing maybe trying to get Vorgoth involved, and Sylar involved. Are we
Isn't
going to involve them, or
yeah, I would be. I think it'd be an
Isn't there a
obligation to get them
vampire on
involved.
the?
I'm sorry, say that one more time, Josh. Oh yes, Kara.
Yeah.
She was already going to be hunting. No, she's hunting in the north. That's right.
All right, I forgot about that.
She's hunting down. Yeah. Up
There's
there.
also Queen of the Water Method or whatever the hell. I can't
The Queen of
remember.
the Water Method was going to suppress or help suppress the Sea Devils.
Was it I thought we were supposed to take out the Sea Devils for her.
We were supposed to eliminate their lairs, and their lairs have already been eliminated. Or not eliminated, but abandoned. So tomato, tomato.
Mm-hmm. All I know is Zivit still has to give her that poem.
All right, so
we're going to become summoning companions, Derek, and then on top of the legendary figures we have.
okay. All right, that's going to be interesting because they got the numbers, but you do have the hard hitters.
What about Jumba?
Jumbo
He's
won't be
got
up-
5 days.
Okay.
Would you really disturb Jumbo with the greatest archaeological find of his existence?
Archaeological. You mean horticultural.
Well, okay. I didn't know how many days technically have passed. 2 of the 5.
This will be 3.
Okay, so then never mind.
How big is that tile, anyways?
Each tile is, I think, 12 miles by 12 miles.
But sounds good. You all have a good rest of your day. I'll leave you with this, that I saw something of D&D meme online that I found hilarious. I didn't realize that until I cast Levitate on myself that it said immune. I got a kick out of that.
All right. Well, you all have a good night, guys. And, yeah. Next session, we will finally get that underway. Yeah. All right. Well,
All right.
y'all have a
Good
good
night, guys.
night. See you next week,
Yeah.
guys.
Yep.
Bye.
Have a good night.
Later.